The number one most common cause for chronic constipation is a lack of stomach acid. And what happens is when we eat food, our stomachs make hydrochloric acid, or HCl. And this stomach acid is meant to help us acidify that food that we ate so that we can start that breakdown process, so that we can access the nutrients that are in that food. The problem is it's very common, for a wide variety of reasons, for someone not to be making enough stomach acid. What happens is the stool moves through this intestinal tract at a pace according to its acidity level. So if a stool is leaning too far on that acidic side, it will move through the system very quickly. And it might shoot through us out the back door, and the guy's like, ah man, I just shot a fire hose out the back door. And it lifted him off the toilet a little bit. But if the stool is leaning too far on the alkaline side, then it will move through the intestinal tract at a slower pace. And that slower pace can make it more dry and more hard and more difficult to move. And now I just sat on the toilet and read 8 magazines and got up with nothing but disappointment and regret. And the second most common cause for chronic constipation is what we call an anabolic imbalance. The body has a natural circadian rhythm at the cellular level. So during the day, our cells should be in a more catabolic state where the body's really good at creating energy and breaking down tissue so that it can be rebuilt and just kind of keeping us going all day. At night, the body should move into a more anabolic state where the body's very good at sleeping and rebuilding and repairing. The problem is, for a wide variety of reasons, some people can get stuck in one of these states most of the time. So when someone's stuck in a catabolic state, they can kind of be breaking down tissues all the time. And the real problem is that in a catabolic state, the body sends more water to the bowels and less to the kidneys. And in this anabolic state, the body sends more water to the kidneys and less to the bowels. So if a person is stuck in this anabolic state most of the time, and the body is sending most of the water to the kidneys and less to the bowels, we're going to see some real constipation issues going on. The third most common cause for chronic constipation is a bacterial overgrowth. And this can actually happen in the stomach, like an H. pylori bacteria overgrowth that we hear about all the time. But all the cool kids now have SIBO. That's what everybody's doing now. That's what the hip guys do, is they want to have SIBO. And SIBO is a small intestinal bacterial overgrowth. And usually when there's some type of overgrowth in the stomach, it's going to make its way in the small intestines too. And in a lot of cases, the waste product from that bacteria can be very alkaline. So if there's a lot of bacteria in the stomach and they're creating all this alkaline waste, that can neutralize those acids and restrict your ability to acidify that food even further. If there's a lot of waste in the small intestine that's creating alkaline scenario there, well, that's going to slow down that food moving through that area even more as well. So the more we slow things down, the more you slow your movements down. So we don't want bacterial overgrowth issues to be creating these slow down problems.